It's 9 a.m. on a breezy Sunday morning in Spanish Point, County Clare, as around 150 locals gather on the beach getting ready to brave the icy cold waters of the Atlantic. On the loudspeakers, they play Declan Ernie's Stop the World and Let Me Off.
Stop the world and let me off.
Okay, are we ready? 10.
The countdown is given and the crowd run, crashing into the freezing cold waves.
Oh, stop the world and let me off. I'm tired of going.
Some go in just a little, dipping their toes. Others take the plunge. And some simply support from the shore.
Hey, stop the world and let me off.
The swim itself only lasts a few minutes because this weekly swim is not really about swimming at all. It's about the tea and the buns afterwards, the hugs and the smiles, and a community supporting each other.
Kind of undescribable until you do it yourself. You have to come and try it out.
Oh, it's lovely.
Not freezing cold?
No.
We're all screaming and we're all frozen and we're all wondering what we're doing, going in. But then the minute you get in, you feel amazing.
Whatever's going on in your life, and we all have stuff going on in our lives that's sometimes very hard to cope with, but the swim, it has brought the community so much together.
This is called Snámhaín Sásta, and it was started by a woman called June Curtin.
6 months ago, Snámhaín Sásta started, and I decided I'd go for a dip and see how I would feel after it, and I felt great, really great, and I just want to say thank you so much, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
June grew up here in Spanish Point, and her family are well known in the area as they own and run the Armada Hotel just on the shore. And it was while working at the Armada that June met her husband John.
Very kind man, caring, good-natured, hard-working. He certainly wasn't afraid of work.
They had 2 children, Callum, who is now 15, and Amelia, who is now 11. So growing up with John, the husband, and the 2 kids, like any family, ups and downs, but pretty happy overall.
Pretty happy, normal family life, I suppose. Ups and downs and struggles along the way, but I think we were pretty okay.
Bring me back to 2013, June, and that was the year your husband passed away.
Yeah.
Was it a huge shock to you when it happened?
Yes,
was it
he
something
was just a few months short of his 40th birthday, actually.
That young?
My children were 5 and 9. So the years that followed were pretty difficult, if the truth be told.
And leading up to that, did you know that something wasn't right?
Well, he suffered a little bit with depression. So I suppose I had an idea that, he wasn't very well. But actually the night before he died, we had spoken about it, and he said he would go and see his doctor, Billy O'Connell, in Milton Malbay the following morning. But unfortunately, he didn't make it. I suppose I woke in the morning and he was gone. Probably I had called him maybe 20 times at this stage.
So you knew deep down something was wrong?
I knew there was something wrong. I could feel it. He didn't pick up his phone, and my son Callum, who was 9 at the time, was sitting here waiting for his dad to come home. They were going to paint a house together, and Daddy never came home.
John had ended his own life and was found by a family member who told June. What is that moment like when you realise that your worst nightmare has become a reality?
It's unimaginable. The pain and I suppose the shock. And I'm looking at my 2 small children who were 5 and 9 and thinking that, the life they're going to have without their dad.
June was heartbroken for herself, but more so for her children.
I suppose the hardest thing of all is to watch your children grieve. They were my priority, and I put myself on the back burner all the time. I wasn't thinking about myself. I just kept thinking, if my children are okay, I will be okay.
In the kitchen, Amelia is showing me some of her favourite pictures.
That was in Drummond Castle.
You go to Drummond Castle, like 5-star?
Yeah.
Only the best for you, Amelia. Do you have any memories of your daddy?
Not much.
Not much. What are the little bits you do remember?
He'd come home from work and he'd have his pockets.
Ah, sorry. No.
She's just incredible. She spends all day, every day, looking out for everybody else.
As time passed and the months turned into years, June continued to focus on trying to help her children, while all the time she herself was suffering badly.
I neglected myself for a very long time. I was suffering very badly from stress and anxiety, and I was so busy concentrating on Callum and Amelia that I just totally neglected myself. And on the outside everything looked perfect, but I was a mess inside.
June had tried so many different things to help her cope with what she was going through, but nothing seemed to be working. Until one day, during a break at work in the Armada, when she was looking out at the Atlantic Ocean.
I was looking out at the sea, the same ocean that I had been looking at my whole life, and I just, almost like a light bulb moment, I just said, maybe I'll go for a swim tomorrow and see how I feel. I went for a swim and I felt great. I came home and I felt like the weight of the world had almost been lifted off my shoulders. It's almost like you get into the sea and you leave your troubles on the shoreline. I felt so good.
June decided she would try and go swimming every day, and that's when she had an idea. She put a post on Facebook inviting anyone who wanted to join her the following morning.
On day 2 there was 4 of us.
4 locals saw June's original post and joined her for a swim. And June kept going swimming every morning, and more people joined, and the club Snovin Sosta was born.
And on the Sunday of the August bank holiday we had over 400 people. They had travelled from all over Ireland to join us.
How has it helped you, June, deal with the grief?
I think my beautiful tribe of swimmers have been a great support to me. On my bad days, they're there. On the good days, they're there. They walk beside you. They lift you up when you're feeling down. You leave your troubles on the shoreline, you get in, and you just, for those 10 or 15 minutes, you forget. You're living in the moment, almost.
Has it changed your life?
Totally. Absolutely. I wonder what I was doing all my life that I didn't get into the ocean sooner, I suppose, you know.
What June started to help herself and her own mental health has grown and now helps the entire community.
Well, it's a great feeling after coming out of the water. Absolutely wonderful.
One of the best feelings.
It's one of the best things I've ever done.
You know, there's so much negativity in the world. This is so positive. Every Sunday, we were here 2 weeks ago, and the rain that fell and the cold, and everyone danced up there and had great fun. It was fantastic.
It has changed my life in every way. It's just getting into the ocean, meeting wonderful people, like-minded people. It's the most positive thing, and it's just wonderful. After the first day, she was like a different person. You know, she just loved it, settled into it and loved it. It gave her a whole new lease of life. Every day, like she lives for Snovi Sosta, every day, and she can put all her troubles behind her just for a little while. So it's just wonderful.
As you saw earlier, every Sunday June and the locals dance to Declan Ernie's Stop the World and Let Me Off. It's become their anthem in a way. Well, Declan Ernie heard about June's story and has come today to show his support.
Well, I heard about June's quest in a way, what she does here each of these mornings here. And when I came as far as to appear here, there is nothing in the world would have turned me, a wild elephant wouldn't have turned me away from here this morning. Just to see the great work that's been done here and the beautiful friendship that's amongst the people here today. Anybody in the whole world would want to be here at Spanish Point today.
And Declan, someone told me you're heading in for a swim.
Well, you know something, I get one leg out of the trousers maybe, and we'll see how we go. Stop the world and let me off. Whoa! I'm tired of going round and round. Whoa! I've played the game of love and lost. Hey, stop the world and let me off. My dreams have shattered, don't you see? That you no longer care for me. Come on, sing here.
Snálbhín Sásta continues to grow every week, and June is hoping it will have a lasting positive effect on everyone who joins.
Oh, stop the world and let me up. Whoa! I've played the game of love and lost. Hey, stop the world and let me up. Hey, stop the world and let me up.